Hello everybody and welcome back to Minecraft One Block. Today we are going to continue mining our one block as we expand our island, get some more room for all of our animals, room for our villagers, and hopefully get some more houses going. Stay tuned for a thrilling one block experience as we work together to turn one block into a giant sky city. Let's get started. So we're gonna start by continue mining on one block. Hopefully we can gather enough blocks to start expanding our sky island some more. I'm hoping to continue expanding our platform just so we have some more room since we are getting a ton of more animals as well as a bunch of villagers as well. So hopefully as we mine the one block we will start to see more biomes as well as some new blocks. Due to our short supply of food, we're gonna go ahead and start crafting some birch slabs in order to start making a platform to make our first farm on. I'm hoping to grow some potatoes, some wheat, and some carrots to start crafting and cooking some of our first food. Now, we've currently just been eating apples or whatever the one block has given us, but I figured it was time for us to get a consistent or steady supply of food instead of just waiting for the one block to provide us with food. You may notice I'm using those birch slabs to kind of create a platform for our water to sit on, and then I'm surrounding those slabs with our dirt blocks. I'm choosing to use slabs as well as slabs in majority of our platforms because when you turn blocks into slabs, you get more blocks per slab, and then it's more blocks to stand on with less blocks. So we're going to take our water buckets and place them on top of our slabs here, as well as continue finishing up our slabs as our bottom platform here. I did create another infinite water source in the corner over there, and then we're just gonna create an infinite water source as well in our little crop bed so we don't have to run back and forth all the time. This crop will be a great food source as well as provide food for our animals to create potential to create animal farms later down the road. That will help us get meat and other types of food for us to have more of a consistent food source versus just waiting for the one block to give us something to eat. Next, I'm going to check to see what kind of crops we have to work with. It looks like I got some potatoes and carrots, and then we're gonna go ahead and start planting those. The potatoes will be great for cooking in our furnaces and creating some baked potatoes for us to munch on. And then the carrots we could use to feed some pigs and start breeding them in a little pig enclosure that we could start working on in the next episode. Now I'm going to hopefully kind of divide this farm up a little bit by crop so we can kind of keep it a little bit more organized. We only have one wheat seed, so we're gonna place that in the center, and then I'm gonna place potatoes on one side and then carrots on the other side. Going to break these out in the center for now, I think, and then we're gonna place the carrots on this side. And then we'll just kind of fill the middle in with a little mixture of everything since we don't really have any wheat seeds yet. But once we'll get some wheat seeds, we'll throw some of those in the middle as well. And it looks like the turtle went to check out our cute little farm. What we're gonna do now is we're just gonna continue mining our... Looks like we got a sniffer, guys. Now, this is the first time I've really experienced the sniffer in this game. He's a lot bigger than I imagined. Now, I heard that these guys can sniff up the dirt and kind of find those new, like, torch flower seeds and stuff. So we'll have to give him a nice little enclosure with some dirt so he can find some of those seeds. Look at how cute he is. He's got big floppy ears, which I didn't notice in the snapshot when he came out. I never really get the chance to find these guys in survival. And it looks like they have 6 legs. That's something I didn't notice either. What a fun addition to add to our one block here. Now, I don't really have the room to put him right now, so we're just gonna have to kind of hook him up to a fence for now. I would throw him in with our camels, but I feel like it'd get pretty crowded pretty fast in the camel enclosure. So I'm gonna go ahead and grab a lead for him so we can hook him up to a fence just to kind of keep him safe for now. Perfect. We'll take one of these and then we'll go find a nice fence for him to hook up to. I think I'm gonna put him over in this little dirt spot next to our camel enclosure here. Come on, Sniffer. And we're just gonna hook him up right here for now just to keep him safe until we can build him a nice little enclosure. Perfect. Now that he's all comfortable, we're gonna go ahead and continue mining our one block to gather some more resources to hopefully build him his enclosure. He should be pretty comfortable there. Just hopefully nobody pushes him too much. We're gonna go ahead and skip the night real quick before we start mining, just to avoid those hostile mobs. And then we're gonna just continue mining our one block here. And it looks like that skeleton just dropped emerald armor for us. Now, emerald armor is something that the game... not really sure what is going on here. So, after a long process of trying to figure out what was going on and fear of having to restart my entire one block, I finally figured it out. So, the emerald armor isn't supposed to be in this version of one block. They have another version of one block called one block plus. I decided to play regular one block, which isn't supposed to include emerald armor, where if you try to craft emerald armor, it just gives you back the emeralds and say that you're not allowed to craft it in this mode. Now, for some reason, that skeleton dropped emerald armor. I'm not really sure if that's something that is in One Block Plus. I'll have to ask the developers of this version of One Block. But it appears every time you pick up the armor, it drops infinite amount of emeralds. Now, trying to find a use for these, I went ahead and traded with these villagers, but as you know, villagers don't really supply you with the best equipment. Like, I can't gather a ton of blocks from villagers. I can gather like buckets of fish, or like I gathered some ice blocks, but the only thing I could figure out is to build with emeralds, which I've never done in survival, but I didn't really know what else to do with a million emeralds. So here we are, just creating an emerald ring surrounding our one block. Now, this will definitely be a challenge because block of emerald is not something that I would typically build with even in creative, but we gotta find a use for these somehow, so I figured a green ring surrounding our one block is the best use for them. Now, within the ring, I kind of have a change in plans here. I was kind of thinking on creating like some biomes kind of in between here. Like the biomes of the world, but in a one block sky island. As you can see from this awful drawing that I drew, we have our plains biome, a sand biome, kind of like a taiga biome, a mesa, an underwater biome, and maybe some other biomes that we can think of. We'll kind of have our buildings and our farms pushed back around our circle, surrounding our one block. And then in the center, we'll have our biomes of the world, and then a kind of a ruined prismarine temple, kind of similar to the ocean monument that you may see in vanilla Minecraft. And it will all kind of simulate a giant Minecraft world, all condensed into the one block island. And then we'll have our city growing up around our center one block. So we're gonna start by creating our plains biome first. We're gonna take all the dirt that we have and we're gonna start filling in our little first section of our one block here. We are going to take the dirt and then we're gonna kind of layer it to kind of form what a Minecraft plains would look like. We're gonna take an oak sapling and then grow that in the center here. Then we're gonna start creating our desert part of this biome. I'm going to take some of those birch slabs to kind of put our sand on top of here. We're going to fill it in with a mix of sandstone and sand and then kind of layer it a little bit as well. We're going to plant some cactuses and then just kind of make it look as much to a desert as we can. Hopefully, eventually, we can kind of turn these into animal enclosures and have each animal of each biome kind of in the center or like in their biomes. I feel like that'd be kind of cool. Or like in the plains biomes, we have those like cows and sheep. And then in this kind of taiga mushroom biome, we can have some like, if there is mushrooms, we can put those in here. Or some other animals that we have. I got some of this pod soil and rooted dirt from those wandering traders that I just kind of wanted to mix in here to kind of give that mushroomy feel. And then we're gonna go ahead and plant some mushrooms in here as well to kind of top off the biome. You may have saw underneath that there were emerald blocks under where that sniffer was kind of hanging off the edge. It did look like it got pushed off by one of the wandering trader llamas, so I did go down there and save him off camera. But he is safe down there for all of you that saw that. But we're just gonna top off this mushroom biome here, fill in those extra dirt, and then that biome will be complete as well. And then I'm thinking maybe we do like a jungle or like an ice biome as well. I know that ice isn't going to be the easiest thing to gather, but I figured it'd be really cool to have some of the ice animals in the ice biome as well. We're going to start working on our mesa biome here. I'm going to just mix in terracotta colors that I gather from the one block. I know that in your typical mesa, it's a color per layer of height in a mesa biome. I don't really have that many and I don't plan to have it that tall. So we're just going to mix in terracotta as we gather it. Where for this middle, we're going to take that prismarine. I decided to mix it with some of our emerald blocks because I feel like that green color looks really nice next to the prismarine color. This is going to kind of look like that ocean monument that I talked about, where it's going to be kind of the center of like a ruined monument that surrounds the start of our city, where the one block is how the city started. So I wanted it to be like kind of a symbolic temple kind of thing in the center, just surrounding it. I don't know if I'm gonna put a roof on it or not, because when skeletons do spawn, I want them to kind of burn from the sun instead of having to fight them too much. So we're just gonna start by a frame surrounding the one block to kind of give us the look and feel that we are going for. We might change up some of the blocks to kind of make them match more as we gather more prismarine, but we're just kind of using what we have for now. I want the sides to have more of an arch look, which we don't have too much of stairs or any type of other colored prismarine yet. But hopefully we can add some stairs as well as some more slabs to kind of give it more archy or a circular feel. Where for now, I think I'm just going to put the slabs in the center and then maybe take some of these prismarine block as the corners. Just until we can get some more rounded prismarine blocks. Here we are going to work on another dirt-based biome. I'm thinking I'm going to do a jungle biome just because we do have a few pandas now. I'm going to put a small jungle tree sapling and then plant some bamboo as well. For our ocean section of the one block, we are going to do a sand floor. And then we can also mix in some prismarine and some gravel, as well as some dirt. kind of to mimic an ocean floor that you may see. I do have some horned coral blocks as well as some other colors of coral that I gathered from the wandering traders, and we're gonna put some of that in as well. So hopefully we can plant some coral in our little fish pond here. Now, I know that typically when you place fish in an aquarium, you have to name them, but I'm hoping since we are within the render distance for now, that they won't despawn right away. But it's just gonna have to be a risk that we have to take until we do get enough name tags to name all of our fish. But we're just gonna take our infinite water source here and just kind of fill in our little pond with as much water that we can for now. I do have some of these buckets of cod that I also gathered from those wandering trader that I'm gonna put in here once our aquarium is finished here. We're gonna take some pink coral and add that in as well, adding a little bit of texture here as some like coral rocks for our fish to swim around in. I'm going to have to put some blocks on the edge here so the water doesn't flow out into the void there. Just gonna try to make this a standing water instead of flowing water. I do have a bunch of lily pads that I kind of gathered, and we're gonna put some lily pads on top just so we can kind of walk on them. We can even use this little pond as a little fishing area once we get some fishing rods going, but this is a great little water section for our biome 1 block. Now for our final biome, I'm gonna take as much ice that I had gathered for now and kind of start working on our ice portion of our biomes here. You may notice that I did break that farm that we worked on in the beginning, but I am going to replace it outside of our ring once we get more dirt blocks to kind of work with there. But it just wasn't really in the right spot where it was kind of next to our animal pen, which we also did move backwards. But what we're gonna do is we're just gonna kind of go through our current biomes that we have and just kind of do a walkthrough of all of our progress that we made today. I feel like the biomes are a great addition to our 1 block island, and it kind of just brings the whole world together. We're gonna start off by showing us our plains biome with our grass that's grown now, and we got our desert biome, our taiga biome with our camel hanging out there. He's having a good happy time in there right now. And then we got our mesa biome with our red sand. The start of our ice biome, we will finish that up once we get more ice. Our jungle and bamboo biome with some melon there. We got our little fish tank that we worked on. And then you may have noticed we moved our animal pen backwards as well as expanded it. So we will get some more grass in there and some more animals in there as well. But this has been an amazing episode and a great progress to our 1 block island. I am really loving the biomes that we decided to work on here, and I feel like it's a great touch to our 1 block. I might move our house backwards outside the ring once I get more blocks, but for now I feel like it's nice in our little biomes here. You can see from our sky view here of our awesome 1 block island that we got started. But thank you guys so much for watching. It has been an incredible journey so far, and I can't wait for more adventures in our 1 block sky island. I hope you all enjoyed the video, and thank you guys so much for watching, and I hope to catch you all in the next episode. Have a wonderful day, and we'll see you next time. Goodbye!